Now this is super exciting for us. I'm joined by Antony. Long time no see, Antony.
Hello there, Alex.
It's nice to see you again. And so, Karen Davies.
Yes.
She's quite a renowned name, I gather.
Absolutely, but not in the crafting world, in the
Interesting.
cake world.
Right.
So all the moulds we have on today, they are all food grade silicone.
Yeah.
So although we're going to be using them for craft, you can be using them for cake decorating. We always say that if you're going to be doing that sort of a craft, then get a second set.
Yeah.
But Karen and her daughter actually sculpt all of the original casts that are then made into the moulds.
Wow.
So it's a very laborious hand process, but it's something very, very unique.
Oh, it's worth it. It's worth their time.
Absolutely is. So, you know, there are lots of moulds out there already that we all know and absolutely love. And they have a very crisp finish to them. The detail in this is still as crisp, but the actual look of it actually looks as though it has been hand done.
Wow.
So I love that about them, because you can look at anything that you make using these moulds, and everyone who looks at them will think that you have actually created them and they've not actually come out of a mould, and that's what I love about them.
Yeah. Brilliant stuff. Right then, let's show you what we've got. I mean, aren't these samples? They're beautiful. So you've got the large rose, the buttercream and the peony. Those are the three sets of moulds that are part of your one-day special. And look at all those moulds that are within that mould, particularly that one.
Yes, indeed. So for the large one there, which is the buttercream flowers mould, you're going to get 12 elements in that. Then you're going to get 3 in the one with the rose and a further 3 in the peony. So that's going to give you 18 elements in total in just those 3 moulds alone. So I've looked at them and thought to myself, well, do you know what? Do I really want a flower with that? Yeah, I do. But do you know what? I can make something else with it as well. So I've gone in there and I've made other things besides just what you actually see in the mould. So it's always a case of thinking outside of the box. And, you know, I've created an owl there. I've done the little fairy house, but they're all created using the flowers, but just in a slightly different way. So again, it's just thinking outside of the box. But yes, if you want the flowers, then obviously that's what's in the mould. But just think differently, and then you'll be able to create whatever you can imagine.
It's very, very clever. Now, we are supremely busy already. You've obviously been waiting for this to launch. Now, if you want to go for those moulds, it is £54.97, but we have also got it on FlexiBuy to make it as affordable for you as possible. 2 payments of £27.49, 792942 is your item number. Now, we do have some more moulds on the show. The trailing leaves. Now, I love this
yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. It is just one of the casts from the trailing leaf, the big one there. And you know what, my mum used to have a plant like this, and funny enough, there's one as you enter the studio as well.
There is. It's mad, isn't it?
Is it cheese plant, I think they're called? That's what we always used to know it. But literally, it's just one of those using the air drying polymer clay that's on the show, which is called Medina. I've then just brushed it with some metallic paints, and hey presto, there you go. But I must say a really big thank you to a friend who's actually made the Byzantine style chain for us for that, because that really just does set it off
What have they used?
They're all little links.
Wow.
And they've done it all by hand. So that's Karen. So a very big thank you to Karen for making that for me.
That's wonderful. It's so beautiful. Imagine what you could charge for that if you were making to sell. Yeah. £21.99. So you've got the ivy, there's the rose, eucalyptus and succulent, there you go, on the leaves. £21.99, item number is 233351. Now we're over 10% gone already. Very, very busy. Okay, so then the next one that we've got...
That's the trailing leaves. So I think you may have got that the wrong way round.
Oh, I think we have.
The first one is
so
tropical leaves.
That's it. That would make sense.
That one's tropical leaves, and the other one is trailing leaves.
Okay, yep. So that's tropical leaves. This one we're looking at is the trailing leaves.
Yes. Yeah. So, you know, whether you've got flowers, then yes, the moulds do have their own flowers, but these are like trailing ones. So that's work particularly well there on the large clay pot that I've used. I've put some of those on there, and it's just a really nice accent to anything. The little fairy house has also got them, but it's just almost like a filler flower that is going to create the most fantastic look to it. So you can see these are all really large format moulds as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, they are going to work particularly well for all of your home decor projects you've got around the home, and even better, I would say, for your mixed media.
Oh, lovely
without
stuff.
a doubt, without a doubt.
And again, the samples that you've done are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so, you know, we've got jewellery again, but then we've got some really simple things. There's a little bracelet there, which is the one on the front. Do you want to try it on? It's the green one. Next one along.
Oh, this one?
That's the one there. So you can actually fit that on. That is a bracelet. Okay, so, yep.
I feel like, oh, am I going to break it?
No, you're not. Go on.
Oh.
So that is actually made using the air drying polymer clay, the Medina. Okay, so that's just the ivy mould. And I've just manipulated it and put a couple of them together, left an opening so you can actually put it on.
Yeah.
But also you can be using that for like a napkin ring as well.
Yeah.
And again, on the fairy house, I'll show you in a little bit more detail. You know, it's on there as well. It's climbing up there. So it's all of those really beautiful little casts that you can be creating into other things.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you've got to think. Yes, they work for mixed media, but yeah, you can be making jewellery. And of course, you know, I keep on going back. Yes, you can be using them for your cake decorating. Karen Davies has had over 14 years experience in making moulds. Okay, so they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And her daughter Alice has also come on board. Now she's designing as well. So it's a real great family-run business in the northwest of the country.
Excellent, I like that. Right, so that's the trailing leaves. Just to reiterate, it's £21.99. Item number is 233351. Okay, so then we've got our palm spear leaves mould. That's a big one.
That's a really big mould.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal. That is just a statement piece, without a doubt. It's what they call a palm spear. So you can actually wire these. So you can place a piece of wire in there, and then you can manipulate them after they've actually cast. Although there's two different size leaves in there, because of the larger one you can make smaller versions. So there's anything in between the large one and the small one you can make quite easily. And it is, like I say, such a beautiful statement piece. More probably aimed at your home decor and your mixed media projects, without a doubt. But it is, like I say, really, really stunning. And you only need a couple of them to make that real wow factor.
You do. I mean, I love what you've done on the bottle. I think that looks
on the bottle as well.
So
yes,
nice.
Yep. So, you know, the bottle could also be a lamp holder as well. So, you know, take the top off and do all the electrics. Obviously, get somebody to do that for you who's qualified. But then you could be making that into a lamp stand as well. So again, a really great, a nice, easy project to actually do, and very achievable. And that's what I'll be showing you, how achievable all these projects are for you, even if you've never ever tried any clay crafting. Oh,
that's really good. Thank you. Right, £22.99 then if you want to go for the palm spear mould. Item number is 093186. Then you've got the rustic wicker mould. It's another whopper, isn't it?
It is. This mould is absolutely phenomenal. You know, again, it's all about the texture. So if you love your mixed media, if you love using your power text, this is going to be absolutely brilliant, without a doubt. It is just all in the colouring of this. It's very, very easy to achieve, so don't be put off. We have a sample of it just here, which is on the front counter, which is that one just there.
Okay, I'll grab it.
So all I've basically done there is just yellow clay to start with, and then I have just gone in with a dark colour brown, then a lighter colour brown, and then just brushed over with a little bit of white, and it gives you that sort of like realistic wicker effect.
It does.
So it is very, very achievable very quickly.
Lovely. So that's £19.99 for that mould. Item number is 373224. And then moving along, we've got the rustic driftwood.
Yeah. Now,
do you like this one?
I absolutely adore this one, purely because of the size. You know, I've had other moulds in the past where it's had driftwood, and the driftwood has been very, very tiny. The height of these alone is about 11 centimetres in height. Okay. And the width of every panel there is about 4.5, but you're not just getting one, you're getting 3. You're then going to get the rope. Now, because this has all been done by hand, okay, the driftwood pieces are actually bits of driftwood. That's why they look so real.
Yeah.
the rope there, again, it's real rope. So it's not pristinely perfect as some others would be. It is what it is. It is a piece of rope.
Right.
So you've also got the 3 seashells there, and again, they've been cast from real shells. And that's why you're not going to beat it. It is just nature, and that's what it is.
That is really cool. £21.99 then for that mould. Item number is 061354. And then last but not least, we've got the rustic woodland bark mould.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying about that. It is wow, because when I actually first got this, I thought, goodness me, it does actually look like a piece of bark. And actually that's what it is. It is a real piece of bark it's been cast from. Again, it's just all about dry brushing. Now, I'm not going to dry brush one from start to finish on the show, but I have got one on my own YouTube channel if anyone wants to go and have a look at that.
Right.
And I'll be posting that up after a couple of days after the show if you're really interested. But you're going to achieve the most amazing effect. Yes, it has got 4 walls all going around it, but you can make it larger, and that's really easy to do that, and I'll show you how.
Lovely. £19.99 then. Item number is 025058. Right, we are extremely busy. Now, the tropical leaves, for some reason we can't get that up on the screen, but have a look online. It is there. It is there. Do give us a call on the usual number if you want to place your orders that way. But very exciting to have Karen Davies Moulds on here. Do you think she's watching?
She absolutely is watching.
Oh,
yes.
Hi, Karen.
She sent a message just before the show, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, that is cool. That is cool. Right then, so which one do you fancy starting with? Are you going to start with One Day Special?
We are going to start with the One Day Special, but in my usual style, I'm probably going to bring in every other mould.
Okay, that sounds good.
So we're first going to start off by saying that these moulds, okay, so they are very thick moulds. And normally, you know, when I've worked with moulds in the past, they can be a little bit sort of like difficult to actually manipulate. But these, as you'll see, are just so flexible. So the actual thickness of this mould is getting on just below 2 centimetres, okay? But it is really flexible. Now, the good thing about that is it's going to make it really, really easy to work with. Now, we're going to be using good old hearty clay. Okay.
Yeah.
We're also going to be using some colours. So first of all, I'm going to show you how easy it is to mix the colours. So I have already got some hearty clay out. You know, the biggest question we always have is when you get hearty clay out of the pack, why does it always stick in my moulds? Okay.
Right.
Now, 9 times out of 10, it's because you haven't let your clay breathe. What I have here is a second bag of the clay that I've let breathe for about 10 to 15 minutes, okay, outside of the foil pack it actually comes in. So I've already let that breathe a little bit, and basically my rule of thumb is if you can put the clay in your hand and stick your finger in it, and your finger actually sticks to the clay, then no doubt it's also going to stick in your mould as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just doubly make sure that it's not going to stick in there by using some corn flour, okay. So we're going to pop that in. Now, if you're going to be using these for cake decorating, then you can also be using corn flour in there as well. Entirely up to you. But like I say, just make sure that you get a second mould for each type of craft you're going to be doing. Now, colour mixing is really good. We have a colour pack on the show from Hearty, and it is a really great pack. You're going to get 4 colours in there, which I do believe are the magenta, the yellow, the blue and the black. Then you're going to get this, which is the all-important mixing chart. Okay. Okay. And then with the mixing chart, you're also going to be getting this sort of like little mould here, and basically you just fill it up according to the instructions.
I like that.
And you can mix your own colours. So if ever in the past you've got every single colour clay going, you don't need it. You only need these 4, and you can mix up any colour. So just to prove the point, we're going to go for a red rose. So we've got magenta here, and let's just grab some magenta. And we just look along the little thing here, and it says to get quite a dark red, we're going to want to put some of the magenta in the H on here, which is just here. So just fill that one up until basically it's flat with the surface, and then pop that away. And then we're also going to pop some yellow in, and it's telling us to use, let's have a look, I. So that's the largest amount, I do believe, you can pop in there. Okay, so just take that away. And because you're using this little tool here, you're going to be able to mix the same colours time and time again. So it's really, really handy. So because they're dry clay, just make sure that you pop it inside an airtight bag. afterwards, and then you're going to be good to go. Right, so we're just going to drag these out of our little mould here. Okay, so let's just take one out and then take magenta. We're just going to give those a little bit of a mix. Okay, and straight away we should be seeing more of that red colour. There we go. So that's how easy it is to colour, and like I say, you can keep on going back time and time again. You're going to mix the same colour. Okay, obviously the only difference would be is how much white you actually mix with it.
Yeah.
So because we don't want to mix up too much of the white clay, what I'd recommend first of all, just get some of the white clay and just quickly just pop it into your mould there. Just use your fingers. You can use a Dresden tool a little bit later. And then we know that basically what is in there is going to fill that mould. I can take a little bit out because obviously I'm going to add the red.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take near enough the same amount as we have there. Okay, just going to pop that back in the bag, and that's going to be good to go for another project a little bit later. And then it's just a case of just mixing that up. That's how easy it is to achieve a colour using that particular system. And I just think it's just so versatile. If you want deeper colour, then obviously just add more of that into your white.
What about resins?
Yeah, resin's going to work absolutely perfectly in here. The only one that you'll have to actually make a dam with is this one here, which is the palm spear. And literally you just put a piece of tape on the end there, and then you can still pour your resin into that. So we've made it sort of like a light colour of the red. So obviously we're adding it in there. Okay, and then we're just going to just doubly make sure just by putting some more corn flour just in our mould. Okay, and then just tap out again like we did before. And then we can start pushing the clay directly in. Okay, so just go and start in the middle and just make sure you really press down, and that will ensure you're going to pick up all of that amazing detail. Now, like I say, Karen and her daughter Alice have done all of the designs themselves, and many of the moulds, if you have a look, they'll actually have the name of the person who's actually done the designing.
Cool.
So, and like I said, they're all made in the UK using the highest quality food grade silicone that you can actually get. So just keep on pressing that in. Now the great thing I love about these, you know, everyone says, well, if you have a flower in a mould, every single flower that comes out is going to look identical. Well, with this one it's slightly different because you can actually manipulate it when it comes out of the mould.
Oh, okay.
So that's what we're actually going to do. So as you can see, I've just basically made sure that all the clay actually sits within the element itself. If it does hang over the edge, then just use your fingers and just go round so you can see the outer shape. Okay?
Yeah.
Once you're done there, literally just flex and you can see,
you see, yeah,
how easy that is
away
to actually come out. Okay? So just there we go. So that is the rose as it stands. But you can now go in with your fingers.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can start to just press on every single petal. Okay, so just keep on going around. So now you're making the flower bigger, but of course, because you're doing this, every single rose that you create this way is going to be completely and utterly different. And it's not going to take you long just to go in there and just pinch all of those petals. Okay, so if you want them really, really thin, just keep on pinching and then just keep on going around. So quite quickly you're achieving a completely different looking rose than what actually come out of the mould.
Yeah. We are over 10% of the stock gone actually on the one-day special. Very, very busy. We're only 20 minutes or so in, so back to you. Oh, yeah, that's looking lovely.
So you can see all of a sudden where it was quite a tight rose, we've now opened that up. So now, if you wish, you can then start to go in there and then just start to curl all of those as well. So obviously now we're actually curling them. There's no way you'd actually be able to get that sort of detail out of a mould. And like I say, that's why we're just manipulating them now, and then just keep on going all the way around. And then before you know it, you've created, you know, whatever style rose you want. If you want to just push it in slightly, you can do that and just curl up. So it's up to you how much time you take.
Yeah.
Now, once we've got to that level, we need to just pop it on some kitchen cloth, And I always recommend that you leave it at least like 3 or 4 hours. It really does depend on the thickness of the clay.
Okay.
But all of mine, I'll be honest with you, I do leave them overnight. So I'm just going to pop that on some kitchen cloth. Now what kitchen cloth actually does is just take the moisture out of the clay, and it just makes it a little bit quicker. So now we're just going to paint this one. So here's one I've done earlier using a completely different colour. And we're just going to go over with some white paint. Okay, so it's just normal white acrylic paint. Okay, so let's just hopefully squeeze some out. I should have put it upside down to start with. There we go, just a little bit like that. And then if you're unsure what the dry brushing technique is, you know, a lot of people get a little bit frightened when you say that word, but don't be, just grab a little bit of the paint, okay, and then literally I just go from the centre, okay, like so. Now, don't worry if it's still a little bit on the heavy side, or you consider it to be on the heavy side, because we can rectify that as well.
Okay.
Okay, so just keep on going like that. Okay, all the way around your little rose. Now if you want darker colours, then what I'd recommend is you actually go in to start with, and you can sort of like wash the whole of your rose there with black paint. Yeah. And that's just going to give it a little bit of extra depth. Entirely up to you which option you want to do. Okay, so we're just going to quickly just go all the way around like so. Now because that same mould has got the leaves on, then you'd obviously just want to mix yourself up some green clay, so exactly the same. Just pop the white clay into the leaves and then bring it out, and then just mix the right amount. That way you're not going to be left with any clay that's sort of like left over from one project to another.
It'd be nice to mix a bit of glitter in with this paint, wouldn't it, so it looks frosted?
Yes, you could do, or we've got some pentart colours on the show as well. So you could be doing that as well, yeah. So I'm just going to, a little bit of a damp cloth here, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that off where it's a little bit heavy. Okay, but obviously when you're at home you're going to be taking your time. Okay, so I'm just going to go around there. So that is our little rose, okay, all done. We can add, like I say, a little bit of the gilding paint that we've got on the show. We could do that a little bit later. But the next one we're going to be doing is the bark. Okay, so this is the rustic bark. And again, I really love this one. I'm going to just do this in white clay to start with, just so you can see some of the texture. Okay. And then I'll show you basically how to add on to it. So although you've got this quite substantial mould to start with, and overall it's 20 centimetres wide by 10.5 centimetres in height. So it's a really good sized mould, but maybe you want to go deeper, maybe you're doing a bigger project. So just pop the clay in on one side and just press that down. Okay, so just make sure you get all the detail, and then we'll show you how to extend it. So just grab some more clay out here, and again we're just going to pop that in. Okay, so all the way just to there. I'm not going to go right to the edges because I just want to show you basically how to extend it, because it's the same for extending it this way as it is that way. Right. So once you've actually got it in there, and I have already popped some corn flour into a lot of these moulds, okay, just use a rolling pin just to make sure it's not too thick, okay, like so. And then what you want to do is just to basically flex the mould, and you can see again, because these moulds are just so flexible, the clay literally does fall out. So I don't know if we can actually get any, there we go, if I hold it like that, can we get, there we go. Yeah. There we go, that is the impression you actually get. Now obviously to make it larger, I'm just going to use the mould again. I'm just going to lay it over the edge, okay, like so. Okay. And then we're going to start popping some more clay in on this side. And this is how you extend it. So literally you could make any size piece of bark using that.
Do we know what temperature they'll withstand, these moulds?
These are going to go up to about 190
in
in the oven, or possibly even 210. I do believe it has got it on the packaging.
Oh, okay.
But like I said, it is all food grade.
Yeah, that's good.
So let's just pop that in. And you can obviously pop them in the freezer as well. That's another trick that I will tell you about as well. So once that's in there, then just make sure that you flex the mould again to take that out and just flatten that out a little bit. Now if you've got any gaps, then just pop it back onto the mould and just press there, just over where you've joined those two bits of clay. And before you know it, you have got yourself a really large sheet of that. Now when it comes to actually painting this, this is the sort of effect you can actually get. Okay, so what I've done here, I have gone over with a really dark brown to start with, and then built up the colour, so just constantly added white into that mix and just dry brushed every single layer. So dry brushing is all about adding layers to the moulds or the casts.
So real.
So that gives the realism. And then I've just basically gone over the top eventually with a little bit of white acrylic paint, just to really bring out some of that detail. But you can see how amazingly textured that mould alone is. It's a really great mould. So just popping that aside. So that's how you do that. So again, I have a piece that I've already cast. This is in some brown clay. And then literally, I'm just going to use my trusty dry brush, which is the one that's really worn out, but it does the trick.
I was going to say they're the best ones, aren't they, for dry brushing?
Absolutely the best ones. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm just literally almost just tickling over the surface, and that is doing the work for me. Don't think you can just dry brush over the whole lot and achieve a great effect. You do need to just build up the paint. So I'm just going to go back over again, and you can see it's just darkening and just bringing out that pattern. But it is that easy to do. Like I say, as long as your clay is completely dry, then you're going to be good to go. Don't think that you can grab the wet clay and do that, because if you do that, you're going to squash all the texture.
Squidge it.
So we can just keep on going over with that until it's the sort of like the look that you want to.
So did you say you leave this clay overnight to set?
Yes, absolutely. Now you will also notice that when you've actually cast something using the hearty clay, it will shrink slightly by the morning, probably by about 5 to 10%. Okay? That's the water content in it actually leaving. So it will shrink, so just bear that in mind if you're doing projects that have got to be like a set size. So that's that one. And then the final one we're going to look at here is the driftwood. Absolutely, again, adore the driftwood. So again, I'm just going to cast one piece. We're just going to pop some corn flour in. Okay, just pop some corn flour in there. Okay, and again, just tap it out. And then just quickly just pop the clay in there and just press down with your fingers, and like so. Okay. So again, in exactly the same way as we did with the bark, you can also increase the size of this in exactly the same way. So let's just make sure we flatten that out. Okay. I've actually made a very small piece for this project, but I'll show you how it works as we're here.
Sure.
So again, just pull that out, because like I say, these moulds, even though they're really, really thick, they are just so flexible. That's how easy it is to actually, it just falls out. Now it's up to you. You've got a choice here. You know, do you want maybe the knot in the wood on your next piece, or do you want this piece? It's entirely up to you. So even though I've cast it from here, I'm actually going to pop it into this one, because I want that lovely knot actually in this project. So again, just pop it over the edge there, and then just add to that. So that's how, again, you just extend the actual cast from your mould.
Easy peasy.
It's so easy. As long as you don't apply any pressure where it goes over the mould edge here, because then you will get sort of like a hard line. But even that you can get rid of in the end. So again, just go into there and then just press that right the way down. And again, just flex it, and you can see how easy that is. So that's how you actually create the extended. And then if you're going to be doing a word like I have here, okay, so I've just got the word forever, then what I tend to do, I actually write it on the back of my mould.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this has got the word home. Okay, and this just proves the point. So we want that centred, so we have a large piece of clay. So I'm just going to pop that there, and you can already see that that's near enough in the centre of that piece of driftwood.
Got you.
And then just using a Dresden tool, which is a cake decorating tool, or you could be using a ball tool. Then literally where your letters start on here, then you just literally just go into the clay and just drag that in there, so it breaks up the texture that's already there. So just adding the letters and then just go, there we go, we're just going to go into there. And again, the O, so all made up of straight lines because we're like carving into a piece of wood. And then this is the sure way that you're going to get everything perfectly lined up for your project. So the M is just there and the end is there, and then just drawing those up in the middle. Obviously it's not until you actually get the colour on this, that's when it really does show. So again, just pop that into there, and then like I say, you're just mirroring where the letters finish.
That's a
on
good
the
top
bit
tip, that.
below. So although I'm not sure if you'll actually be able to see, can we see that? Let's have a look.
Sort of, just about.
Sort of, just about.
Oh
there
yeah,
we
you can
go.
see it there.
So that's how you actually achieve something like that.
Yeah.
So the other one in there, I'm screwing up the same piece of clay yet again, is the beautiful rope. So in exactly the same way, just pop the clay in there. So just roll that, and we're just going to pop that in there, and just really, really press that down. So it's going to pick up on all those little fibres that make up the rope. Okay.
Nice.
So just pop that
So you were
into
saying
there.
this is real rope that was used?
Yes, yep, without doubt, you know, when you actually look at it, that's when you sort of realise that, yep, that's a real piece of rope.
Amazing.
So if you want, you know, you can use a Dresden tool.
Yeah.
So, or a ball tool, just to make sure that you're tucking the clay back inside the original shape. Okay, and go right into the end. And then it's just a case of just flexing that mould again, like so, and you can see it just falls out. Okay.
Yeah.
And then what we want to do is to pop that back inside the mould, but again we're just moving it to over there, and you can see where each sort of like a knot of the rope is, and then just bend the mould and it fits nicely within there, and then you can just keep on extending the rope as well. So once you've actually got quite a large piece of rope, you can then actually start making it into shapes. So that's what we've actually done for this particular first example. So just take that out, and you can see there, there we go. That's how easy it is just to extend that rope for as long or as short as you actually want.
Yeah.
Right, so just quickly roll that up. I'm going to pop that back in, and we'll get back to our project. So we have our clay piece that we've already popped together. I've just got some rustic string there, so I've just made myself a little plaque. Okay, just pop that into there, and then with the rope, the cast I made from that, we've made a little heart. Okay, so again, at the moment, you can't really see too much of a detail, so we're just going to get some brown paint and a little bit of black paint, and then we're just going to mix that in, and then we'll instantly just bring all of that to life. Okay.
Do you recommend acrylics?
Yeah, acrylics, they're going to work basically anything that you can colour cardboard or paper with, that's going to work in exactly the same way on here. So just going for a darker colour brown, okay, and then just literally just going to wash over that, so just quickly just go in there and just brush that down. And because Leonie is still in the room, we're not going to use baby wipes. We're just going to...
She just said good job.
But absolutely you don't. I like you've got, Leonie, an old rag at home, and yeah, it looks pretty manky. But it does the trick, and you can use it time and time again. So I'm just going to literally just let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm just going to use...
Oh no, yeah, no, that looks really good.
So just bring that out, okay. And you don't have to be too precious about just getting it spot on, because it is a piece of rope. So you can see just quite quickly how that has transformed that. If you want to go and just wipe away a little bit more, entirely up to you. You can then go back over with a bit of dark paint. You can just keep on playing. So we've got our cast there. So we're just going to now piece everything together. So let's pop our little heart Into place, we're just going to use some silicone glue. You can use PVA if it's quite a flat surface you're sticking onto, but because I'm sticking onto the bark here, which is quite textured, I'm just using a silicone style glue. So just going to pop that on there. We've got a little rose that's going to sit onto there. So again, these are the little leaves that are also cast from the same mould
I was going to say,
as
is it the
the
same
rose.
Yep.
Yep. So literally just pop that into place, okay, and then there we go, just pop that onto there, a little bit more onto there, just give that a little bit of a wiggle. Probably won't be able to hold this up, but there we go. And then we've got, there we go, we're going to stick the word forever on there as well.
That's such a beautiful sample.
So let's have a look. So just stick that there. Okay, just pop that over there. You can see that's how quick and easy, you know, your projects at home could be. But don't just think that, you know, everyone said to me, and Karen actually said to me, Antony, I'd love to know how to make a napkin. So I made a deal with her. I'm going to show her how to make the napkin ring. She's going to show me how to decorate a cake. But in all fairness, do you know what? A lot of people have said to me, because you can do this, you should easily be able to do a cake as well.
Amazing.
So, you know, spread out the sort of like your crafting skills. Try something different. I'm going to go home, and I know my boys want to try to do some Christmas decorations using these. That would be cool. But ones you can actually eat. So we're going to have a go at that. But that's how easy it is to do. And it's all about really just making sure the clay is just at the right tackiness to put inside your moulds to get a perfect result every time. But as you've seen, these moulds are just really flexible and so easy to use. I just can't stress that enough. Yeah, we've seen that. It's lovely, lovely, lovely. So I'll do a quick recap and then I'll come back to you then, Antony. So this is quite a big deal for us here because we've now got Karen Davies' range on the craft store. You've got your 3 moulds here. So you've got your large rose, your peony and the buttercream flowers. And you've got a lot of detail on there, haven't you? It's absolutely, they all look so beautiful and realistic. So if you'd like to go for these, and also, you know, the samples that Antony's brought in are just absolutely glorious. They are so, look at that. Isn't that, that looks so vintage and beautiful. But you can make it look how you want to look. You can manipulate it as well if you're using the clay. Again, just a reminder, if you are going to use food, then get yourself 2 sets, if you know what I mean, and keep one for food and keep the other specifically for your clays or resins. £54 then and 97 pence. Got an £8 saving for the one-day special. And we've also got it on FlexiBuy, 2 payments of £27 and 49 pence. 792942 is the item number. Okay, so our tropical leaves, we've managed to find this now. So the beautiful tropical leaves, I have to say this sample is absolutely divine. And of course you can see it on the pot as well. Very busy for these, you're liking these ones. £19 and 99 pence is the price. Item number is 586277. I love this sample. I just think it's beautiful. It literally looks like gold, doesn't it? It does, and the thing is, you know, I will show how quick and easy it is to actually make that because it is just that easy. Yeah. Now, 20% of the stock has gone. £19.99. Item number is 586277. Then we've got our trailing leaves. Again, absolutely beautiful. So you've got those trailing leaves, and I just love that you've got napkin rings, or you could have them as bracelets. Absolutely stunning, aren't they? They're all decent sized pieces as well. £21 and 99 pence then. Item number is 233351. And then moving along, we've got the palm spear leaves. These are a good size, aren't they? They really, I just love the bottle. I just think that's so stunning, isn't it? Real decorative piece. Can you imagine a necklace like this as well? That would be a showstopper, wouldn't it? £22 and 99 pence again. Item number is 093186. Then we've got the rustic wicker mould, which is it's a large mould.
really large mould, and you can create, I'm going to go grab it again because it's just a really clever sample. This literally looks like a wicker basket. It's cool. Look at that. What a lovely little gift box. I like that. Amazing, amazing. Right, 19.99 then. Item number is 373224. Then we've got the rustic driftwood. So realistic. I love driftwood. It's just, I just like it. Yeah. That's fab. £21.99. Item number is 061354. And then last but not least, we have got the rustic woodland bark mould. There you go, details just coming onto the screen. Again, it's so realistic. 19.99. Item number is 025058. Do give us a call. 0330 175 552 is the item. Is the number to call, I should say, not the item number. And then, or you can also check out on the website at thecraftstore.com. Now, Antony has brought in some absolutely beautiful finished samples, so we're going to take a little closer look. Beautiful samples, beautiful. So, Antony, for anybody just joining us, can you tell us a little bit again about Karen Davies?
Yes, Karen Davies is very well known within the cake decorating industry. She's been making moulds for just over 14 years, so they definitely know what they're doing. And where it comes to actually the designs, they design everything themselves. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, things like the bark, they've actually cast directly from the bark of a tree. The rope, again, from that. But the flowers have all been, and the leaves here, the ones we're using at the moment, they've all actually been hand sculpted. And then that original sculpt has then actually been made into the moulds that we're using today.
Cool.
So Karen has then brought on her daughter, Alice. And in actual fact, I was saying earlier, if you actually look at the moulds, this one here, which is the trailing leaves, this one's done by Karen, but then Alice's name is on this one as well. So it shows you even, you know, who's actually made them, which I think is really, really nice.
That's a lovely colour you've got there.
It is, isn't it? So we're going to be, this is actually slightly different this time. We're actually going to be using the Medina clay. Now the Medina is an air drying polymer clay, so you don't have to pop this one in the oven. Okay, so we're actually using that, but what I've done, I've actually mixed in some of the hearty clay to actually get it to this colour. Okay, so you will find this one is slightly more sticky to use, so just bear that in mind. So I've just mixed all that colour in. I'm just going to quickly show you how easy it is to do that one, okay, because you were saying about that earlier. So again, we're just going to dust the mould with the corn flour, okay, just like so, and then just tap that one out. Okay, and literally you just pop that clay into there. Like I say, this is the Medina clay. So the difference between the Medina and the standard paper hearty clay is basically that this clay is a little bit more robust. So it's almost, dare I say, it's like a plastic.
Okay.
So you can flex it after it's actually set. So things like if you want to make key rings or pendants, then the polymer air dry clay is the one you're going to want to go for. Don't use just the hearty clay on its own. So just quickly, we're just going to cast this one.
Cool. Speaking about mediums, actually, we've had a question from Christine. Hello, good evening, Christine.
Hi, Christine.
She's saying, are the moulds silicone?
Yeah, they are indeed. Yep.
And will they take something heavier like liquid concrete?
Absolutely they will, yes. Basically, as long as you can pour it, it's going to go in the moulds.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Makes
So
sense.
yes, that's going to work perfectly. I would definitely say if you're going to be casting concrete or cement, then I would go for some of the deeper moulds.
Yep.
So the ones like the driftwood, the bark, probably, yeah, the rose is probably going to go, but then you're not going to be able to manipulate it afterwards. But they're still going to, you know, they're all going to work. But just go for, like I say, some of those deeper moulds that I've just mentioned. Okay, so just pop in this in here. Okay, and then we're also going to be showing you how to do the little napkin ring as well. So again, obviously when you're at home, you're going to be taking your time doing this.
This one's been really busy actually, the tropical leaf, so the details are on screen for you.
Yeah. So just go into there, and even down to the little stem there.
It's very fine.
You can go in to that. Obviously this one, because I'm sort of like rushing, it could well stick in there, but you know, you're gonna be taking your time at home to be doing that. Okay, so just pop that into there and really press it down. Make sure you've actually got clay in there.
Yeah.
Okay, because if you don't press it down, there's probably going to be plenty of like space in there, so when you actually come to take it out, it's more likely to stick in. So let's just bring that back. Okay, like I said, obviously when you're at home, you're going to make sure that it's all flat, etc. But I'm going to see if we can release that one as it stands.
Okay.
Okay, and then you can see that's how easy it is.
Yeah.
Because the moulds just really are
so flexible.
So flexible. Okay, always just be careful where the stem is. That's all come out. So there we go. That's how easy it is to do that. Before you go any further, if you're going to be making wanting to make a pendant, then quite easily you can either use a ball tool or anything, just basically just to poke a hole in it. Okay, so that's where your chain's going to sit.
Yeah.
And then however you leave it, okay, so we can like support it like this, then the leaf is going to dry like that.
Yes.
Okay, and that's how it is quick and easy to make a pendant.
Right, okay.
So we're going to roll that clay back up again, okay, and we're just quickly going to make a napkin ring. So we're going to be using the trailing leaves on this particular one. And again, this is the polymer air dry clay, and the polymer air dry clay does take a little bit longer to dry than the normal hearty clay, so just bear that in mind as well. I would say like 48 hours, okay, before it's dried fully. So again, just pop the clay into there, just using your fingers. And you know, even kids can have a play with this as well.
Yeah.
So just pop that into there like so, and then we're just going to take that out, okay, once we've pressed that down, and then literally just hold it like so, and then just ease that out. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we're going to pop that just to that side. Okay, we're just going to grab some more clay and we're just going to cast that, then we're going to join the two. So this is the advantage of using clays as opposed to resin, because if you were to do this with resin, I think you'd actually have to cast both pieces and then reheat them to slightly melt them to get the shape. But with this sort of clay, then it's easily done straight from the mould. So once you've actually pressed that all in, then literally just take your piece that you've already cast, pop that back over there, and then just really press it in so you know you've got a really good seal between those. And then again, once you're done, just flex that mould very carefully. Again, just take that out. Now if you have got a napkin ring, you can see there's no like real join there. If you have got a napkin ring, then that's the ideal thing to obviously pop it around to dry, and again just press that in like so, and just press as much as you can, and again just leave that one to dry, like I say, for about 40 hours, and that's how obviously you're going to make all your jewellery as well. So it's just whatever shape that you want it set in, just leave it to dry, and you're good to go.
I think that's so cool. So many top tips and techniques. This is lovely. Thank you,
and
Antony.
it is because the moulds are just so easy to use. You know, even the very fine bits down here, they're just easily achievable because the moulds are just so flexible.
Excellent. Right then, so you have got your one-day special, brand new, lovely launch here. Karen Davies range and her daughter Alice.
Yes,
is that right?
Indeed. Yes, and
there we
Alice,
go.
yeah.
Got that right. So you've got those 3 fantastic moulds as part of the one-day special. Look at that rose. Isn't that just so stunning? Such they're such lovely large pieces that really make focal points there. So you've also got your peony and your, oh, there's the rose. There we go. There's the peony. And then you've got the, do you know what? I've never heard of a buttercream flower.
Well, I think it's actually the range.
Oh.
That's what it actually is there, because they're all sort of like what are they called again? Meadow, I think, isn't it? Buttercup meadow.
Oh
so
yes,
okay.
I
think that's what it is. It's that sort of a feel to it. So
Oh.
it's all things like you've got pansies in there, sort of, which is there.
Yeah.
You then got the larger ones. So it's that sort of thing. Daisies, and then you've got the big one there. It could be gerbera.
I was going to say, I thought that.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, and it just depends on what colour of clay or whatever
It
you're
does,
using.
absolutely. Yeah. Or it could be a fancy flower.
Well, I want to show this.
That one's quite heavy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
quite
go on,
heavy?
you can pick it up though. Yep.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Now, what I've actually done there is actually a jam jar.
Is it?
So if you hold, shall I?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's like that. So it's actually upside down.
Yeah.
So you can pop a little tea light in, as long as obviously battery, and then you can then pop that back on, give it a twist,
Yeah.
and then it's one piece.
Oh, shall we put it on?
Do you want to put it on? Go on then.
Yeah. I just love things like this. It's magical. Let's do that. Let's pop him back on. So see if I. There we go. So you can just see through the little window. I don't know if you will. Oh, I don't know if we can see, but it's very sweet. Can you see in there? Yeah, a little bit of those lights flashing there. That's cute. Or you could get some string LED lights as well.
You could
Pop those in there.
yes, yeah, indeed. There we go. Just.
Just
Actually, I
a
think you can
little
probably see
flicker.
it through the door light better.
The door. Where's the door? Where's
At
the
the
door?
front there. Can you see that one better? Sounds a bigger.
A little bit. Oh, it's so. Oh, there you go. How sweet is that?
Flickering away. But that's all made using entirely all the moulds on the one day special and some of the others that are on the show as well.
Yeah, love that. Right then, so if you'd like to go for your one day special, you can spread the cost 2 payments of £27.49, 792,942. Then the very popular one here as well, we've got the tropical leaves. I really want to wear this sample. I just think it's absolutely beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And then also decorating the pot. You've got a good colour match going on there.
Yes, that's because it's a different type of clay. That's actually an earthen style air drying clay.
Oh, is it?
So, yep, again, I think you can get that on the craft store. I do believe it's a Spanish brand called Plus that's been on in the past.
Right.
So, yep, you can be using that.
Good stuff. That looks so real. Again, so beautiful. So if you would like to go for your tropical leaves mould, there it is, £19.99. Item number is 586277. Then moving on, we've got our trailing leaves. Very pretty. Yeah, you can see those napkin rings again. They're a lovely, lovely idea. I think that's fabulous. £21.99. 233351 is the item number. Next, another one that's been really busy is the palm spear leaves. Now, we are a quarter of the stock gone. It's a real statement piece, this one. Really liking that. Yeah.
And also, you know, if you are into cake decorating, this is a really great one because it's actually quite deep. So you could be putting cookie dough in there and then you can be casting your own spear palms to actually eat.
I like the cookie dough idea.
Yeah.
That's a nice idea.
Because they're really deep moulds.
That's good. Right, £22.99 if you want to go for this one. Then we have got our wicker. Again, so realistic.
It's so is. And again, you can see this one will also join together in exactly the same way I showed you with the bark. So don't just think that's the size. You can extend that however you wish, however large or however small you want to go.
Yeah, I also like I've just spotted.
Yeah.
They'll put a little bit of inspiration for you.
Yes, there is a bit of
back.
inspiration, and I do believe some of them actually tell you how to do some of the painting. Admittedly, it is for cake decorating, but you know, you can quite easily follow along for the style of decorations us crafters do as well.
Love that. That one then is £19.99. Then we're moving on to the driftwood. I love driftwood. It's just, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's
just a beautiful piece. 3 large pieces of driftwood. You're going to get the rope, and you're also going to be getting the seashells in there as well.
Yeah, love that. So they're real. I'll just lift this up. So there you go. Look, so you can see those seashells. They're good, aren't they? Again, £21.99, item number, oh, I've missed it, sorry, 061354, thank you. And then, oh, now we're coming on to the bark. Now, 30% of this one has gone, so it's proving a very, very popular one. Again, have a little look at the background there. Nice, lovely, lovely. £19.99 once more for that mould, and it's such a big mould, isn't it? And you can, like you said, you can keep extending and extending.
Yep, absolutely. So if you've got a really big canvas, you could even like do the entire background just by using that. I've actually done it on the little fairy house, and I'll show you how I did that on another show.
Oh, lovely stuff. All right then, £19.99 for that one. 025058. Thank you. We'll see you again in 1 hour's time, Antony.
In 1 hour, yes, thank you.
Lovely. As always, don't go anywhere. More after this short break.